Hey, well, good afternoon, good evening, depending upon where you are, and welcome to Bourbon Neophyte. Got a special early edition stream here tonight for my people on the East Coast. Always appreciate you all for just sending me the request to, hey, pop on live. I kind of feel bad about stepping on other people's toes, like, Kilco's on and so on and so forth. And there's only so much time, and he's such a great guy. I enjoy lurking on his channel and popping in from time to time just to put my 2 cents in. But I did really a special stream this morning. Did an early one called Morning Coffee, as I was just sitting here working through some issues with the streaming. Those of you that do stream know that sometimes St. Bernard's kicks in and just causes all kinds of issues with the stream. And I've noticed it the last few weeks, and it's kind of intermittent off and on, but I think I worked it out and reached out to some of my more tech savvy computer people that I know through YouTube and other things, and I think I've got it worked out. But also think that I figured it out through StreamYard also, and so I made a few little minor adjustments with that, and I think it will work. But the gist of the problem is like when I greet somebody like Mr. Reynolds there, cheers, brother. So when I bring it up and you guys see his comment highlighted, you might see it now, but I wasn't. It was taking a moment, and it was just some technical glitches, and just wasn't sure what was going on. But I was really working with it this morning, and I thought, well, let me try some things, and let's see just what was or wasn't happening. So that being said, I think it's worked out. So we'll see here tonight over the next hour or so. It's not going to be a terribly long stream because at 6 p.m. my time, Livewire Whiskey comes on, which is 9, I do believe, on the East Coast. But please, we want to make sure that we end in time. If we go over a little bit, they won't beat me too much, but we're going to try to keep it at a respectable time here today, and then I'll pop on Livewire just to say hello and spend a little time with those guys and the rest of you over there. So do me a favor, a little housekeeping, smash that like button. And if you are new to the channel, when you smash that like button, please go over and subscribe. Like I was saying on Stacy's, I'm trying to hit the 350 mark as far as subs by the end of the week. If we do that, I always like to have maybe 352 because the algorithms on YouTube are funny. You'll go up, you go down, and then you kind of level out at the end of the week. But it is what it is. But we will see. And then once we do that, we will have a special Bourbon Neophyte 350 stream. And maybe we'll do it early. Maybe we'll do it at what I call my prime time. Who knows? But you'll have to stay tuned to see what happens and how it all goes. So let's just see who popped in here. I know Mr. Reynolds did. Always appreciate Sugar Kitty, and it's one of the people that I like to make sure that I do a stream specifically for. I always appreciate Jeff because he has such great insight and is a great resource for me, particularly with my Scotch streams. And those of you know, a few weeks ago, my wife and I did a little stream together, and I was talking about peated scotches, to where what would be some very good scotches to start out with for people who want to experience peat. And so we did that. And then last weekend, I spoke with Jeff on the phone and ran some thoughts past him because he has an excellent palate, but his knowledge of whiskey as it pertains to Scotch is magnificent. And So I was on the right track with some of my selections that I'm going to do when I do the part 2 is in the intermediate uh, scotches to take you from that first stage to acquire the taste and what a peated scotch is and the flavors that you get. And then we're going to take you to that next notch to elevate the experience, to give you that real rich and sweet taste that you will start to be able to pick out when you jump up to certain distillers and the peat level on your scotch. So that's just a little hint of something that is going to be coming around and about here soon. So let me just make my way through the chat because also I'm looking to see what's happening here. Old Pirate Bourbon, cheers, man. Thank you for coming, Eric. Appreciate you always. Honestly, always. Sugar Kitty, you are always multitasking. Always. But do me a favor. Let Kilco know that I said hello. That's for sure. Thank you for popping in here, Richie. And thank you for the like and subscribe. Always appreciate that. Really do. And yes, damn St. Bernards, I swear. It's what happens when you watch Scotch Down Under. They migrate. That little son of a hog. I almost said something else. I'm trying to be nice. I'm going to say son of a bitch because I don't want to offend anybody. Comes in there and just wreaks havoc. That's for sure. I know. There we go. I saw the man right there, Doug H. Did anybody watch Whiskey Nose Friday? Is welcome to the weekend. Yes, if you haven't, you need to go back and watch the stream because Marty does an excellent job. Marty is a great supporter of Whiskey Tube, and not only Whiskey Tube, but of me, and he is a good friend. I always enjoy chatting with Marty and watching his stuff. So if people don't know Whiskey Nose and maybe just be lurking in the background, hey, go over and check out Whiskey Nose and see what he has to offer. And if you are not subscribed to him, please go over and do that. Because like I said, Marty is one excellent whiskey lover and just a all-around good person. Brian, always love to see you here. Appreciate it. Hope everything is well in the great state of Virginia. And then, of course, I can't forget Donald Rance, who is also excellent when it comes to Scotch and or Irish whiskeys. But his palate also is very rounded. He doesn't have problems with bourbon or anything like that. And he doesn't mince words. He will tell you shite is shite, period. And that's what we all want to know. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it indifferent? But if you saw, guys, earlier in the chat, I'm starting off with a little 1792 sweet wheat in my Golden Glen that you can barely make it out, but let me put it in here. It's a whiskey nose glass. Marty sent that to me out of the blue a while ago. And, you know, I was touched that he sent that and honored because, you know, I only put top spirits in my Golden Glen. So the 1792 sweet wheat is sitting in here, and I figured I'm going to be cracking a bottle of 1792 bottled in bond while we chat here today. So I figured I might as well keep the profile pretty darn close before I hop on to something like that. But appreciate you here, Donald, and representing the great country of Canada. It's always great to have you here. And yes, Jeff, Pete is a nice guy, and everyone should get to know him, whether just a passing acquaintance or making him a long time friend. That's for sure. But thank you. That is the thing. And just what you said right there. Variety is the spice of life. And when you are traveling down this road of whiskey, whether you're into single malt Americans, single malt Scotches, bourbon in general, Irish, It's a journey. And like I said during that first stream, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You develop your palate, you develop your tastes, you develop your likes over time. You don't rush into it. You just go at your level, your speed, your pace, whatever it is, makes no difference. But then when we got hanging over here, I tell you what, life is good, particularly because he's still up. And he's not far from me. He's just one state over. But I know he needs his beauty rest after a long day of just, fighting with that pug of his. So I totally understand. Because if you've got a pug like he does that's extremely demanding, it can be a very tiresome thing. That's for sure. Oh my goodness gracious. Here we are in here. Deathless Dogs is in the house, and I have to raise my glass. If any of you that are in here lurking around that aren't subscribed to the Deathless Dogs and don't know Egg Roll, you must go over there and do that. Egg Roll is the star of that show. Sorry, Dan, but we just got to say it like it is here. That is the star of the show, Egg Roll. I mean, who doesn't want to see Egg Roll on the Deathless Dogs whenever he's streaming? I know I do. That's for sure. Absolutely great channel. Absolutely great down-to-earth whiskey reviews. Just plain and simple like we do here, sitting at home with your feet up and having a dram and talking about whiskey. That is what we're about. Really, really always appreciate it. Just saying a little cheers here and there. He wouldn't have to worry about that pug if it wasn't in charge of walks. Well, that's true, but that's what I'm saying. It's not like cats, that's for sure. Cats are totally in charge 365 days of the year. And if you don't believe it, you ask somebody that has cats. They will tell you. They are large and they are in charge. And I did notice, and I want to make sure I highlight it because I did see it here. Whiskey Nose YouTube channel is right there, followed by, and thank you, Richie, for putting that up there. We also do have the Deathless Dogs here. Let me highlight that and make sure you guys slap a sub. And absolutely, I know Egg Roll says thank you. And I am looking forward to this year's Egg Roll's Christmas stream with the music as he sits and relaxes by the fire. I mean, that is one casual dog who knows how to live. Let me tell you, that is the dog, without a doubt. In charge, and they have Glocks. Oh, wait, that's just my cats. Exactly. And they know how to use it, and they will. That's for sure. But it's great to have everybody here. Thank you again. I really appreciate you all. You have tons of choices out here, especially at this time of day. But thank you for taking the time to pop in here. So this morning, I just decided to pop in here or pop on and work some things out, but have a little coffee this morning. And one of my favorite little adds to coffee, besides whiskey, in the morning, particularly in the fall and the winter, is I just love adding a little. It could be Bailey's or it could be the Carolinas. It's I just enjoy that. So that's what was in my coffee this morning as I sat here and chatted for over an hour. John Kranz was in here, and it was great to just sit, relax, and drink a cup of coffee and talk. I don't even know how the game turned out between Green Bay and Pittsburgh. Who won or anything like that? I purposely didn't watch at all. But that being said, whoever won, who cares? Even though I'm a diehard Pittsburgh fan, and I hope they beat the snot out of him just so I have bragging rights. But it is what it is, people. That is for sure. Hangin wants to know, did you do a review of that Delbeck yet, Anthony? Apparently, he doesn't subscribe to the channel. But It was late for him, so he might not have went back and seen it. But yes, sir, I did last week. And I went back to that bottle this week. I said I was going to wait about a week. It didn't make a week. But I went back to that bottle. And I tell you what, it's a nice American single malt out of Tucson, Arizona called Delbeck. I think I got the bottle here. I still have it within reach. Sorry about that. But this is what I was talking about. And this is what Hangen's talking about. This actually turned out to be a nice whiskey for under $60 that originally I thought was just in Arizona, but after I did the stream, I found that there are a few other places that have it on the shelf, and the straight bourbon just escapes me right now. And now I feel terrible about that because I can't think of I can't think of what it is, but I'm sure Hangen will pop in there and say something. Oh my gosh, top dog. Cheers, brother. I hope everything is good for you and you're relaxing by the fire with a nice dram, you and the wife. Say hello to her for me. Two also very generous and great supporters of Whiskey Tube, Top Dog, and his wife. And a little while ago, I had the pleasure to meet them, and it was truly an amazing event when I got to meet them. Great people. Enjoyed the time that we got to spend together and the conversation that we had. And that's one thing about this community that I think all of us talk about is the way we come together when we get a chance to meet, or just even sitting here. Those two are really, really great people, and that I've had the pleasure to meet. Woodwire Whiskey, cheers. Cheers. Thank you for popping in. Really appreciate that. I don't think I have seen you pop in here before, but always great to have someone new in here. But great. Yes, sir, you just need to go back, but that's okay. You don't have to. You know that it's good. I just told you, but I would appreciate it. Go back and watch some of those videos, comment on there. Helps the YouTube algorithm and gets the channel out there a little more. But really do appreciate you all. Do me a favor. If you got something in your glass, let me know what it is and what's going on so that we can take a look at that. Oh, another great supporter, not only of me, but others on Whiskey Tube, is Viking Bourbon. Another tremendous supporter of Whiskey Tube that I will call out and say that he has hand delivered me a few things here, and I am appreciative of the stuff that everybody sends me. And they are so generous and allow me to sample some of their whiskeys from their collection, which is another truly wonderful gift that I get from time to time from the people that view my channel, because they truly want to share their experiences, but also what do I think of the particular whiskeys that they have sent me. So I enjoy that. I honestly do enjoy that. And I really, really enjoy the hand deliveries that I do get from them when they pop in. And that's one of the good things about living in Las Vegas, is that this is a destination that people want to come to and visit. So they know I'm here, and I generally will get a notice that, hey, you have something coming. So it's always wonderful. Cheers, Rogers. Thank you for popping in. Really appreciate that. And remember, everybody, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Really. Oh my goodness, another great guy here, Tater Dom. Let me tell you, another huge supporter of Whiskey Tube, and you will find him popping around all over the damn place. And he is always sticks his nose in here, so it is great to have everybody here. I welcome everybody. That is for darn sure. Cold cheers, man. Oh, Elijah Craig B523 at the moment. All right. I will say this, Cole. I did not purchase the last 2 years. So last year and this year, I didn't get any of those batches, but I do plan on picking up the C923 because I've had a few drams of it, and I think it was very good and well worth to go on my shelf. The last series I purchased was in 21, so A, B, and C, and one of my favorite was C921, to which I have a backup for the backup on that one. And it is a great bottle. But when you get to find those things, it really makes it great. So, do I sound tinny or anything today? Is my audio doing all right? I just wanted to ask that because I didn't ask that because, like I said, I made some changes and I was just thinking about that. So no one's complaining. So I must be good. Yeah, you know what? I have not seen it hanging. I have not seen it. But not at Total Wine. I haven't. I've seen it at other places. Okay. Thanks, Richie. That's what I just wanted to check because I figured no one was saying anything, but I was looking at some different stuff that I have settings on and trying to watch it. But great. Appreciate that. That's what I want. But yes, I am going to go ahead and pick that up, and more than likely, I'm going to get the bottle and then have a backup for that one. And some people say it's a good bottle, but there's so much hype around it. Well, you know what? A lot of bottles are like that. They're great bottles and they have tons and tons of hype all around them. And sometimes you get hesitant. Well, is it really that good? Is it really good? It's a good bottle. It is definitely worth having. Like I said, I've had 2 pours out of it, and they weren't neck pours, so they weren't fresh, but the bottle was about halfway, and I've had 2 decent pours out of them. Absolutely a good bottle. So yes, I am going to put it on my shelf without a doubt. I am going to do that. And then Mr. Hall, cheers again. Cheers. Glad to see you all here. Really am. But let me take a sip of this here. I've been a fan of 1792 for a little bit. When I first came across the small batch a few years ago during the holidays, I was down in Yuma, Arizona, and my wife and I were at Fry's, and they had it there for $30. And I just picked up the bottle because I was going to be down there for a minute. And I brought it over to my dad's. And by the time I left, in about 4 days, 5 days, there was not anything left of that bottle. So that's started my love for 1792 and has progressed. So, of course, I do have the small batch and the sweet wheat, which is, I like it. Some people aren't a fan of wheaters, but it's good. I picked up the 12-year a while ago, so I've got that. I haven't cracked it because I've had a pour or 2 of it, so I like that. I know it's good. So once you get that initial taste out, I don't have the need to pop it yet, but not saying I won't if any of you come over and you ask me for it. That's for sure. Then, of course, the single barrel. Again, had some pours in that, so I haven't popped this one. Foolproof, I have a few of those, and picks. I tell you what, the picks of the 1792 foolproofs that I have, and I don't have them where I can grab it because they're in the other room, but they have been wonderful. Enjoyed those picks immensely. I mean, really good. It's just sometimes you get one of those bottles and it just ticks all the right boxes for you. And you could just sip on that, and sip on that. And next thing you know, it's like, holy smokes. I'm almost out. So the picks, I don't want to say I use them sparingly, but I use them sparingly. So I'll go to the just standard foolproof and drink on that. But being that I have a couple of picks open, I haven't opened this bottle again because I've had pours of them. But the bottled and bond, like I said, I've had a couple of pours of, but I just wanted to get another one. And the one that I have that I'm going to open here shortly, my wife and I were out and about Friday, I think it was, and we just stopped at a local hunt, and she's actually the one that had seen it, and she reached out and just pulled it right off the shelf and says, we're taking this home for, $45, bottled and bond, a bottle of good whiskey under $50. Come on. Yeah. So she knew. She just told me, you're getting that. We're taking that home. And of course, I just say, yes, dear. I can't argue with that. Nope, I can't. 1794 proofs back at Total Wine, but they are charging like wow for it now. And it's not a pick. Yeah. Shoot. One of my picks is from Liquor World. I had to think. I almost said Liquor Lineup. Liquor Lineup is a great haunt here that I go to, a nice bottle shop here in Las Vegas and North Las Vegas on about the major cross street is Ann Road in Decatur in the Northwest, because they have a couple of locations, but it's Liquor Lineup too. Great group of people there. The owner, Solomon, is wonderful and has reasonable prices, not like some of those stores you go to and they have the museum pieces up there to where you look at the prices and you just laugh because they're secondary plus. And that's why I call them museum stores, because it's like, they must not really want to sell them. However, the old saying is there is an ass for every seat, and somebody will come along and drop a few $100 on a 1792 12-year or something like that, or a Weller 12-year. I mean, they'll drop $400, $500, $600 plus, and it's like, are you insane? In my mind, but it's your money, you do what you want. But all of us are going to be like, yeah, we ain't doing that. We're not doing that, particularly when I could make a call to people in other states and say, hey, when you coming out here? Because I heard you got this, and then pick it up for retail. Let's just say $60. Excuse me? Yeah, sorry. A little bit of a rant. Didn't mean to go down there, that's for sure. Oh, okay. Oh, Renee's at the airport. Okay, well, hey, make sure you tell her I asked about her and said hello when you go and get her, man. Because like I said, you two are tops in my book. Total Wine 1792 bottle bond pick was $39.99 last year. Yes, yeah, $40. If you can find a pick, they're a buy all day at that, and I would say buy two, just so you have them, because they're excellent whiskeys, without a doubt. They are absolutely excellent whiskeys. But the sweet wheat here is amazing. I enjoy it. It's light, but it has a lot of flavor to it for me. Brown sugars is just, it pops. I mean, it really does. It absolutely does pop. Thanks, man. Always appreciate you. At the time, they had foolproof picks as well, but you didn't grab one. Yeah, well, we've all done that. Woulda, shoulda, coulda, for what reason. We just didn't grab something when we probably wanted to, but it's all right. It's absolutely all right. We get to that point in our journey for whiskey that we don't have that FOMO, fear of missing out. So like I said, the last complete line of Elijah Craig I bought releases was 2021. Didn't buy anything from 2022. And this year, the one I am going to pick up is going to be the C923, although I've seen AB A and B on the shelves here. C, it flies off the shelf. And the one time I thought I had 2 bottles in my hand, when they unpacked the pallet, realized the pallet was labeled wrong. And I can't remember if it was A or B, but it was supposed to be a pallet of C 923, and I was going to get 2 of them. Yeah, easy come, easy go. So, it is what it is. I'm fine with it. If I get it, great, which I will eventually, but it's all right that I don't have it today. It's absolutely okay. So, yeah, it's all good. Sorry, don't want to talk with my mouth full of whiskey. Did any of you catch Northwest Bourbon's Veterans stream that he had done yesterday? Very, very good stream. I enjoy watching Mark's channel, and I kind of just relaxed last night in the chair, had the iPad open, and just catching up on different things that I don't get to because everybody knows I'm up at 300 hours during the week to get ready for work. So I'm not always able to watch his stream when he's on, but he streams later because it fits his time, and he takes care of the kids and the family first. And then he, does his stream, does his videos, does his editing, so on and so forth. And when I'm usually on later, it's perfect time for him, and he'll pop on. But right now it's daddy time for him. So that's understandable. You got to take care of the family, and you got to do what you have to do. Yes, it is an awesome stream. And then once a month, he always does a veterans stream on there. And he's a huge advocate for our veterans, huge advocate for our veterans. And as we all know, we need way more people like that to provide that type of support, and also just a way that veterans can reach out and talk. And that's important. And he provides that. And he openly says, anytime, just call. So always salute not only to him, but to our veterans for what they have done and are doing right now. So cheers to all of them. And I even, like I said, does an absolute excellent job. Watched Whiskey Uncensored. I got a few good chuckles out of Bourbon stream, and it's just nice to be able just to sit back for once, where I call this working, where I'm not working, and I can enjoy a whiskey. Not that I'm not right now, but just to sit back there, participate and chat, listen to everything that goes on. It's a great time. Great time. Honestly, it is. But let me put my Big Vic's Glen cover over this one. Let me take a sip of this, and it's important to hydrate, people. But let's get to this, and I have got to use my Deathless Dogs glass that Dan had sent me. And like I said, love these little tchotchkes, trinkets, things that, just show up here. They're wonderful. And actually, this is one of my favorite whiskey glasses to drink from. I love the shape. I love the way it fits in my hand. I like the Glencairns too. Don't get me wrong. I prefer them, but these things are great. And I have to say, speaking of greatness, there's Mr. Stahl. Have you guys ever heard of a channel called Live Wire Whiskey? It is freaking phenomenal. I've had some of the best times on that channel, just bullshitting, talking about whiskey, joking. I mean, truthfully, Mike and Adam have a great channel, a great following, and truly great guys. Mike is a great supporter of mine. So is Adam. And I generally follow them as after, but now I'm warming up for Livewire today, getting you all ready for one heck of a stream. But truthfully, great channel, great group of people, great people in chat. I mean, I can't speak highly enough about them. And I appreciate not only what they do for me, but what they do for the community and WhiskeyTube in general. So shout out to Livewire Whiskey. And if you're not subbed to them and you're watching this sometime in the future and you hear it, you need to go over there and slap a sub. We need to get them to at least 101 subs. Come on. I'm trying to get to 350. And one of these days I will make it. But like I say, at my age, I'm never in a hurry. And then speaking of a true legend right here, Greg McDonald. Cheers, man. I tell you what, have you ever tripped over whiskey? Well, he has, but at his age, I'm worried he's going to break a hip. But another truly great guy and a great supporter of WhiskeyTube. And he's probably shaking his head going, that son of a bitch. But it's okay. But there's another man that has a palate when it comes to scotches and providing samples that I'm not going to get to taste because they just don't exist anymore. Truly a great supporter, and love it when he pops around and just comes into chat and says hello. And it's great to have this type of a community. And I don't think we praise people enough for what they do, and most of them don't want it. I can honestly tell you, just like me, they don't want it. But you have to call it like you see it sometimes, because it's people like them that make some of these blind flights that these channels do possible. And some of the flights they send out are absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And he is a huge supporter of us all. And there's another one, his illegitimate bastard son, Shane. Yeah. He's another great supporter. Storytime Distillery. And I know you guys know who that is or what they do, but another great supporter of it. And if you guys don't know, look up Storytime Distillery on Google and see what they do. And maybe you want to participate in that, in some of the bottles that they acquire and get out to us, because they have absolutely amazing picks. That's for sure. Holy smokes, look at this. We got Mash and Metal in the house. How do I get this damn lucky? I don't know. Maybe this is like the prime time here. But Mash and Metal, I tell you what, Whiskey Wars is the parent channel, but Mash and Metal is kind of like the after dark. But they really get into topics when it comes to just what it says, whiskey and metal music. So if you are truly into something like that, you're going to like that channel, because I've been on it. I've been on Whiskey Wars, but it truly is another great channel. And, Sean does a magnificent job. Wears some pretty flashy shirts and hats too. You guys think I got nice hats? You should see his shirt and hat combination when you get onto his channel and watch that. Pearl buttons. Let me tell you, man spares no expense for us. That is for sure. Getting deep in here, well, you got to give praise where it's due, Jeff. You got to give praise where it's due. He is a legend in his own mind. That's for sure. He will tell you that. One Mo Cask. Look at this. Cheers, man. Thank you for popping in. Really appreciate you. Hope everything is going well for you. And then look at this. You speak his name. Look who shows up. I'm telling you, whiskey knows himself. Just like I said, I pour only the best whiskey in this Glen right here. And that's the man that provided it to me. Whiskey knows. It was a wonderful treat to see that pop up on the doorstep. That's for sure. Wonderful treat. But let me get the top off of this. I've heard of Livewire, never seen it. Can say the reviews I heard were positive. Really? You can't? You can say the reviews you heard were positive? Oh, God, that propaganda is really working then, that's for sure. Let me move this down here a little bit. Holy smokes, the chat is jumping for me here. Uh-oh, look at this. Now, there is another legend in the Whiskey Tube community, is Stacy from Four Leaf Whiskey. That woman knows more about Irish whiskey than the distillers that make it, I swear. And I haven't drank it all yet. However, and I have just a little bit of it, and she'll know exactly what this is, even though I didn't turn it around, but I've never had it before, but it was called Pachin. And she just recently talked about it on a stream. And I still have this little bit here. And if you're not sure what it is, you guys got to tune in to Four Leaf Whiskey. She's going to educate you, because she sure as heck educated me and dropped off a wonderful peated Irish whiskey flight for me, which was so good. And she knows I'm a proofy bitch. So I have no problem with peat, and I have no problem with proof. And she says I am the perfect, or was the perfect person to do that stream with her. So I'm going to pour a little of this bottled and bond right here in my Deathless Dogs glass. Oh, I just love the nose. Going to use my Whiskey Encore. If you guys don't know who Whiskey Encore is, you need to go and look it up and then tell Cheech I sent you. But I'm putting that on the top of my Glen right now while I put the cork on this thing and set this turkey down. But Four Leaf Whiskey is amazing. And then another friend of mine who right here, in fact, down the street from me, ASMR Whiskey. Yes, sir. ASMR Whiskey. What a wonderful person. Matter of fact, he has procured me a couple of bottles here locally that I've got to get with him so I can get them back into my greedy hands, because I am getting extremely low on that. And the one that he has found for me was one that I reviewed, was the Loch Lomond 12. Oh, fantastic bottle, especially at the price that he picked it up for me at about $25. And I'm down to about that much in the bottle. I mean, whew, that thing went like nobody's business. Nobody's business. Was going to enjoy 1792 Bottle Ball and pour with you, Anthony, but it went down the hatch while you were talking. Well, then it means you did enjoy it. And it doesn't mean you can't pour another one or just a little taste, because I just poured it here. Look at this. We have Pinch Hitter Whiskey Lounge here. Another East Coaster. I made sure that I got on here so, you know, he can at least say hello and let everybody know he's alive and well. Alive and well. And he just recently did a little flight with Whiskey Wars Sean. If you guys didn't see that, you can go back and watch that. He had some, Jim, let's just say it was interesting and different. Some of the tastes that you got from that whiskey. Would that be fair, to borrow an expression from Hangin' AZ? To be fair? Oh, perfect. He says he's not running away to bed yet, but I know he's close because, he's got to get up and take care of that. He's got to take care of that, and you got to take care of business. All right. Oh, this is so good, but had to pop that here and just do a little taste with it. Same thing with Northwest Bourbon, goes on a little too late for me. Well, yeah, I understand that. That's for me on Thursdays when he's popping on. I got to be calling the hogs. I mean, usually at that time, I'm deep into hog calling. Deep into hog calling, let me tell you. If you say Kilhoman a couple more times, Anthony, a magical mouse may show up. Kilhoman, 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 Kilhoman. You just don't know, but that is a darn good scotch. Darn good scotch when you say Kilhoman. You never know. The moose could be loose. I've seen him around Whiskey Tube today. So anything is always possible. Oh, cheers, Bourbon Bounty. Thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate you. Smash that like button while you're here. And always hit that subscribe button. The Loch Lomond 12 blinds variable against other Highlands at 2 or 3 times the price. I think so. I think so. It is a great bang for the buck with flavor. Now, like I said, I didn't get the smoky peaty note on it because it's just too light for me to pick up. But fleeting, when I say fleeting on the retrohale is where I got it on that particular bottle. So that's why I put it in the beginning for someone that's just new to peated Scotch. I put that in there because it has just this. When I say small, I don't know if my camera will focus, but there is a space between my finger and thumb. It might be too hard for you to see, but it's there. It is there. But or moose even, yes. And you haven't been drinking. Well, that's okay. You don't have to. You do not have to. Good. Thank you, sir. Smash that like button. That's what we're talking about here. One of these days, I'll get like, 25, 30 likes on a stream. God, I'll fall over in my chair. But let's get this little bit of bottled and bond down because it's been a minute since I've had a sip of this. Man, that's good. And see, you say Kilhoman more than 3 times, bam, there he is. Well, you know what? I, for one, am appreciative, and I am sure the rest of the people in chat are appreciative that you covered yourself up. That's right. When you get the Canadians represented, people start to come out of the woodwork there. That's for sure. Shouting out the moose. That is for sure. I mean, I'm not going into a big old review of this because this is something that's out and about, and I'm sure everyone has at least tried this at least twice. But this is one of those bottles that you don't really want to leave sit on the shelf. If you've never really had it, don't covet it. I know sometimes it's hard to find the bottled and bond, the foolproof, the 12-year. I got it. And sometimes the prices get to be outrageous. But if you got it, crack that sucker. I have another one of that sitting on the shelf back there. So I just happened to be at the right place at the right time. And again, my wife found this one that I just opened. So, but yeah, it's well worth it. It is so good. That's for sure. So have you all been watching Whiskey Tube and seen some of the streams already talking about whiskey for the holidays that are coming up. It's hard to believe it. Yeah, our Thanksgiving here in the States is literally right around the corner where we are. Yeah, we're on the 12th. I forgot what today was. So, what, 2 weeks away? Yeah. Let me think. 1 week, 2 weeks. Well, no, a little bit less than 2 weeks. I'm thinking it's Wednesday. Gosh, I've been off on my days forever. And this is what happens when you have a 3-day weekend. So it's like, holy smokes. But I should be kicking myself. Was just a total line. They had a Boston Bottom Bond. They're on the shelf, but passed on it because I currently have a 12-year. For $45, Jim, pick the shit up and put it on the shelf. You've blown more than that at frickin' McDonald's on lunch. Come on, buy that damn thing. Jeez, oh man. But again, when you've already had a pour or you've had a bottle, when you see certain things, sometimes you just don't grab them. Not that you don't like them, but you've already had those things. So it's like, hey, look at this. That's right, Mark. Go Steelers. Well, I guess that tells me what happened between the Steelers and Green Bay and why I don't see John on here. I think he might be drowning his sorrows. I guess the Steelers pulled it out of their ass, let's say. Oh, and that's another one. You say story time 3 times and boom, look who pops up here. Either that or his great-granddad gave him a call and woke him up from his afternoon nap and told him I was on. But who knows? But cheers, Shane. Always appreciative. Thank you for popping in. Always great to see story time here. That's for darn sure. Well, you always have another one that'll come in and say, go Pack go. So, like I said, I don't know who won, but I'm gonna hope the Steelers did. I didn't even look. So, don't know. The $16 Big Mac is real. It is. What? Cowboys? Dallas Cowboys won tonight against the Giants. So not that big of a deal. Well, even in the middle of winter, a blind squirrel will find a nut if they look hard enough. Oh, really? 23-19. So I'm going to say probably was more of a nail biter there at times, because if anyone can lose, it's Pittsburgh. That's for damn sure. When they were on a great winning streak, they went out to California, played the Raiders, and I don't think they won a game. And who the hell did they beat? They beat Pittsburgh. It's like, really? You sorry ass sons of blankety blank. Of all the teams to lose to, you would lose to the Raiders. However, when they came out here, they had to whoop the Raiders. So good. Oh, sorry, Dan. Yeah. On a last-minute interception. Well, I think they've won a few games like that in Super Bowls, and there might even be a controversy around that Super Bowl of the immaculate reception there. But that's why they call it football. Sometimes the best team in the world just can't cut it and lose to the worst team in the league that day. And then sometimes it's vice versa. It's just how it goes. That's for sure. It's just how it goes. This bottle of Bond is nice. And like I said, I'm a proof person. And even my wife knows that when I'm looking for whiskey or I'm out, it's got to be 100 or north. Bottled and Bond is like the gold standard. if you're at least bottled to bond, 100 proof, I'm gonna give you a look. Now, yes, there are some that aren't, that are good at 92 proof, and I do enjoy the Smoke Wagon straight bourbon at 92 proof as just a everyday daily type sipper, without a doubt. Do enjoy it. And so the lower proofs have their place. That doesn't happen often. Well, no, but when it does, it can happen to me and my team. That's for sure. If anyone can lose, they will. Yep, Steelers won thanks to that John Cran sending me some Elijah Craig barrel proof samples. Well, you know what? I'm going to have to have them send you some samples again if that makes them win. Whatever works, I'm all down for it, Mark. That's for sure. I really dislike the Seattle Seahawks, but even I know they shouldn't have won that game. Well, I didn't watch them. I didn't watch anything today. Did not. I just did things around the house, and that was it. And that's what I had done. I just fiddled around the house today. That's all I did. And worked on this laptop and doing a few other things to make sure that things were working as I think they should. And for the most part, Hanging, you're right. Most bottled and bonds, it's got a little age to them and at least 100 proof. Well, all bottles and bonds are 100 proof, but whiskey that's got some age, like 4 years or north, 100 proof or north, generally are pretty good. They're pretty good. It's a good investment. It's the ones south of all that, you flip that coin and take a chance. And, you get some good ones in there. And then other times it's like, yeah, well, there was some money wasted. But, you live and you learn when it comes to picking whiskey. You live and you learn. You rake leaves and water. That's one thing I don't have to worry about here in Vegas. The leaves I do get in my yard aren't from anything that I have in my yard. They're from everybody else's. But yeah, I don't miss raking leaves. Don't miss cutting grass. Don't miss shoveling snow. No way. Do not miss anything like that. Here we go. There's some truth to this. There is some truth to this. Don't bet on the Pirates beating the Twins. Sometimes I don't think the Pittsburgh Pirates can beat themselves out of a wet paper bag if you gave them 4 runs. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Yeah, I was just going to say Mark is definitely a Phillies fan, but that's okay. That's okay. People have to support the farm teams. They've got to do it. And I'm kidding, Mark. Oh my gosh, Bourbon Bounty. Did you even go there? Because when you're talking a value bourbon, like Old Tub, I actually like Old Tub, but Old Granddad and Hangings here, look out. Look out. That man is all over that bottle like a bum on a bologna sandwich. Hey, there's another new YouTube streamer right there. Did any of you catch his first stream going on? I did this morning. That's for sure. I sat there and watched it with a cup of coffee, and he's learned that streaming is an experience, especially when it's your first one and you went solo on it. and there's absolutely nothing wrong. It was good. Once you get that behind you, know something, Chris. You only get better. You just go up and up and up. And then you reach a level and you just coast. You just coast. Old Tub tastes like beam, single barrel, which tastes like 80 proof beam. So it is. I mean, it's Jim Beam's profile, but I actually enjoy it and got a bottle sitting back there, and I've had quite a few drams out of that thing, and it's not like a go-to, but for me, at the price with the flavor, it's not bad at all, and I recommend that to people, and I've actually given it to some people, and they've actually enjoyed it. I've been getting Old Grain Offering for $19.99, so have been lacking on the bottle. Well, if you can get OGD for $20, you better be buying it by the damn case, and I should get 2 for Christmas. That's all I'm saying. Hey, Whiskey Uncensored. Cheers, man. Yeah, enjoy that dinner. I'm going to be doing the same thing here in a bit. Old Tub is okay, but barely better than Beam single barrel, which is only slightly better than Beam. Well, that's true. It's not anything phenomenal, but for a nice budget bourbon and sipper, oh yeah, it is phenomenal there. You know, it's the price. It doesn't, curl your toes, doesn't blow your socks off or anything like that. Nothing. But hey, well, it's a gateway. You kind of get it and you go, yeah, I think I can handle it. Okay, now you can set that sucker aside and let's start getting you up the ladder to where you get into more flavor and a little bit more proof and get that experience. Oh yeah, no, yeah. But I definitely would give it to somebody that's new. Wouldn't even think twice about it. And that's right, Hangin'. You love a budget bourbon, to be fair. Exactly. When it comes to the budget bourbon, that's the man I go to and would call and say, hey, because he knows. And he gets some damn deals too from time to time. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, that turned out to be really darn good. I forgot what the bottled and bond was like. It's a nice proof. I do like it to be north of 100, but you can, at that price, if you had a couple of them, it can be a regular sipper. It definitely can be a regular sipper on that $17.92. Hold on here. Try Yellowstone Select at $21. Yellowstone Select. Yeah. I've actually had that. It's just okay. However, I'm going to stand up here a second because since you mentioned Yellowstone, this, and I've already burned through a bottle. This Yellowstone right here. Oh, baby. Let me get my ugly face out of the mix. Come on. Stop here, people. There we go. Now, focus in on that. This one. Are you going to focus or you're going to keep on me? Let me get my ugly. There we go. Shit. Well, it's got my mug in there, but anyway, this Yellowstone here, coming in at 115 proof, Sam's Special Edition. At least that's what they call it on my end of the world. But ooh la la, this was a great bottle, and thank goodness my wife grabbed this. As a matter of fact, she grabbed it the day that Shane was here and we were at the same store. She found the last one and picked it up. So that's been a year ago. That's been over a year ago. But I already went through the first bottle. And so now I'm savoring this one because I haven't found one as good as this. In other words, another one to replace it. I'll end up opening soon. But yeah, this Yellowstone was really, really good. So. Holy smokes, Sig Sauer. Cheers, man. Nice to see you in here. Yes, I'm on a little early, but you know, I'm just trying to help out the people on the East Coast there so they can actually see me live for a little bit before Live Wire Whiskey. Maker's Mark 101 is readily available, reasonably priced. Oh, yeah. Shucks, where is my Maker's Mark 101? It's around here somewhere. Shit. I'd say it's probably on the floor over there in the corner. But yeah, it is. It's good. I'm not a huge Maker's fan, but it is good and it is very reasonable. And I agree with Bourbon Bounty too, that Wild Turkey 101 is a great choice. And yes, it is. Yes, it is. Particularly if you have the older ones with the paper label and not the most recent batches that they put out, that they're good too. But the older ones with the paper label from the prior to this new series that came out when they changed the label, whoo-wee, are they good. Really good. That's for sure. Yeah, it does cost, it costs more. You're right. It does. It's not so much a budget bourbon, but look, I'll pay for good. I'll pay for taste. I'll pay for proof. And when I got a taste of that, I was like, man, that is one of the ones that just ticks the box. And you go, yeah, and you just pick it up and don't even tell me the price. Don't even tell me the price. Here we go. You opening the pub tonight, Anthony? Well, no, I'm just going to do this for a little bit more here, and then I'm actually going to call it. I just was going to be on for about an hour and a half, give or take, and get ready for Live Wire, and then have a little dinner, and then pop on Live Wire a bit, say hello, and then I'm going to call it a night. But no, So if you wanted to pop on after Live Wire or something, for some reason you got a wild hair, or Big Vic wants to pop on, absolutely. You have at it tonight. That's for sure. But on here, I know what you're talking about, but no, it was a BS night. Actually, I was going to, but I just got to beating my gums and answering questions and seeing everybody that's on here and just having a good old time doing what we do, just chatting away. So there you are. But normally I would, but tonight it's just going to be me beating my gums. Sorry, folks, but that's just how it is. But enjoy the interaction like this and getting to really just talk to people and chat about whiskey, just like what we all like to do. But instead of having a bunch of people on at the pub tonight and back and forth, I'm trying to concentrate on my subscribers here in chat and just having a night or so for them. So, but yeah, you never know. Hell, maybe this week I'll do another stream in the middle of the week. Who knows? It just depends on what's going on. Then I'll open it up for a free for all. But yep. But sorry you didn't end up finding anything good when you went hunting there, Sean. But that's why they call it hunting. That's for sure. You know, I was thinking about grabbing my Port Charlotte when I pulled that steak off the grill tonight. But I don't know. I might stick with the bottle and the bond. I don't know. Right now, but you can't beat that Port Charlotte and a fine steak. No, no, there isn't. There is no such thing as a bad day in the woods because one, you're not working. Two, you're surrounded by nature. It's relaxing. It's calming until one of them bucks walk by. Then that gets your blood pressure up and your heart pounding and so on and so forth. So, but yeah, I remember it well. But I also remember the cold, the rain, the sleet, the snow, all that good stuff when you hunt in Pennsylvania like I did. The week of Thanksgiving is going to be wild. I'm off that entire week, no telling what I will get into. Well, yes, I'm taking a few extra days off myself. Got family coming, visiting, and so on and so forth. So I may stream that weekend. I may not. I'm still up in the air on that. Don't know. Not not 100% sure. Not 100% sure, but it's always a possibility. Always. Yeah, Sugar Kitty. Yeah, I know he was at it hot and heavy and working hard, working hard. But you never know about Vic. It's kind of like Ken. You didn't think Ken was going to stream after the night he had, and then next thing you know, there he is. He may only have one eye open, but he's going at it again. So you never know. I think he's trying to warm himself up to a 24-hour stream like Scotch Down Under. I really think he is. I think he's trying to knock Ken off the throne, so to speak, to doing the 24-hour stream. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Sorry. But when you have some good whiskey, you got to savor the flavor. You got to savor the flavor. That is for sure. But anyhow, people, I am going to just end it right here and say I appreciate you all and say that don't forget Livewire is coming on in 45 minutes. Make sure you all are there because after I throw down some grub, more than likely I'm going to stick my head in there for a few and hang out and have another pour. But like I said, I'm still thinking about that Port Charlotte. So I don't know. It's really good with a steak. But that being said, I enjoyed everybody's company tonight, and I hope everybody on the East Coast is appreciative and enjoyed the stream and just the conversation and the chat that we had, and look forward to doing another soon. Maybe get a little collab going on, open the pub up and getting a few of you to pop in here too next time. But really appreciative of everybody that's a supporter of me, and really am thankful that you guys come over here and listen to me beat my gums for a while, even though that the Steelers did beat the crap out of the Packers. That's all I care about. I know they didn't beat the crap out of them, but they only need to win by 1 point. But still, it's bragging rights, people. Just got to say it like it is. That's for sure. But thank you, everybody. Appreciate you. I look forward to seeing you this week on somebody's stream. Have a great, great night. Look forward to seeing you here over the next couple of days, everybody. Cheers. Have an excellent evening.